everyone, I am Aditi from Revisedu Learning. It's a learning platform for online as well as offline classes. Here you can stream these videos, can search content online and can have fun while learning. In today's video, we are going to discuss about some accounting terms and terminology that are very useful for us. This is first chapter of class 11 accountancy according to NCERT. So let's start. First is the meaning of entity. Let's start with the meaning of entity. What is the meaning of entity? See, entity means anything which has some reality. Entity means anything which has a reality. Let's say which has some kind of individual existence. Let's say if I talk about myself, I have an identity. In the same way, business also have identity. Right? Business, they also have identity. Like Reliance, they have their own identity. Here we are like IT Limited. It's not like a big company. We are not talking about a company. We are talking about a business. Means any person who is doing a business, they have an individual entity or an existence. This is the meaning of entity in accountancy. So entity means anything which has you can say existence, an individual existence, and in accountancy we would read the term business entity. A sole proprietorship, they have their identity. A company has identity. Let's say ITC Limited, they have their identity. Hire Jewelers and Super Bazaar, anything, right? So business entity or entity means anything which has some reality, which has some individual existence. Okay. Now the next is transaction. What is the meaning of transaction? Events, transaction. Now transactions are those which has some some entity. Let's say if I have purchased something, that purchase is known as transaction. If I have sold something, that is also a transaction. If I have paid rent, that would be a transaction. So transactions means anything, okay, anything which has some, you can say, value. Okay, so all of these have some value. I can convert it in the form of money. I am writing it in form of money. So anything which has a value is known as transaction. Okay, now when we talk about transaction, when we talk about value, it does not mean we have paid cash, right? It can happen that we have purchased it on cash or maybe we have purchased it on credit. Now, what is the meaning of cash transaction and credit transaction? Cash transaction simply means when I am purchasing something or when I am dealing and I am getting or paying cash in return. Let's say I have purchased something from Ram and I have purchased, let's say, raw material from Ram and in return I have paid cash. ठीक है, मैंने raw material खरीदा and in return I have paid, let's say, 1000 rupees. So this is a cash transaction. In the same way, what is the credit transaction? Maybe I have not purchased, maybe I have not paid it right now. I have promised him that I will pay the amount to you in future. So this would be known as a credit transaction. Credit transaction, again, yes, I can convert and write it in form of money. So yes, I would write 1000 and what I will write, I will pay it in future. So I will write it as a credit transaction. So like purchases, it can have cash purchase or credit purchase. In the same way, sales, it can have cash sales and credit sales. Cash sales means I have received cash. Credit sales means I will receive that cash in future. So transactions can be anything which has value and there can be cash transaction and credit transaction. Now the next term that we read is asset. Now what is the meaning of asset? Asset means anything which is useful to us. Asset means anything which is useful to us and we can say we can convert it in some monetary terms. Okay. So what is meaning of the asset? Let's say you have a building. So that building would be an asset. You have a car. That car is an asset for you. In the same way, business, they also have some asset with them, right? Business के पास भी अपनी कुछ assets होती हैं, right? The things that they own, and that help them in in getting some monetary gains or in earning profit. So that is the meaning of asset. So asset means any economic resource that is expressed in terms of money. Now asset helps in business operation. It helps in earning money. Like Super Bazaar, they own a fleet of trucks or maybe for delivering food stuff. So that is economic benefit to enterprise. Okay, I have a machine. Let's say I have a manufacturing firm. We are producing shoes, etc. And I have a machine, right? So that machine would be an asset. So asset means anything which provides us benefit in future. So asset can be of various types. Okay, so now we are reading those types of assets. Assets can be non-current asset, current asset and fictitious asset. Now what is the meaning of non-current asset? Non-current assets are those assets which are long-term assets, matlab which will provide us benefit for more than a year. Okay, so that is long-term asset, non-current asset. Current asset are those assets which will provide us benefit for only a year. Okay, so that are current assets. Now let's talk about non-current assets. So like they are of two types, tangible and intangible. Tangible can be seen, can be touched, like machinery. Intangible are those which cannot be seen, cannot be touched, like goodwill. Okay, like I have good reputation in the market. Okay, so that reputation, goodwill, that would pay to me in future. Because of my reputation, I am earning more. So that is an asset that is providing me some economic benefits. So tangible and intangible, they both provide us benefit for more than a year. So they are known as non-current. Current assets are those assets which will provide me benefit for 1 year only. Let's say current asset can be cash. Cash is a current asset, so it is not necessary that it will provide me benefit for for long term. Okay. Other than that, stock can be a current asset. So stock will also provide me benefit for short term, okay, because it will get end soon. After that, fictitious assets. Fictitious assets are those assets which provide us benefit for more than a year, but we cannot bifurcate in first year how much benefit it has provided, in second year how much benefit it has provided. Let's say advertisement expenses. I have done advertisement expense for like 1 lakh, and yes, it is going to provide me benefit for more than a year. Okay, but I cannot say in first year it has provided me benefit of 20,000 or maybe 50,000. I cannot bifurcate it that way. So fictitious assets are those assets which will provide me benefit for more than a year. Again, but I cannot bifurcate that. Okay, so that's all for this video. We will read some more concepts of accounting in our next video. Thank you and have a nice day.